I bought this on a popular shopping app, and it was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to use this as a pattern and make it myself. Stay tuned to see how I did it. You'll be surprised how easy it is. Well, hello to you. I don't know if you recall, but I ordered this on Temu a couple of hauls ago, and it arrived a lot smaller than I thought it was. In the picture, they actually had things inside to show it off, and it just appeared a whole lot bigger. So I said to myself, I can make this. So I'm using this as a pattern, and I'm going to make it. And this is what it's going to look like when I'm done. And I'm going to show you how I made it. It's relatively easy, intermediate level. You have to know how to crochet. I'm only going to show you the steps that I used to make this and put it together. But this is real nice. You can hang it on the wall, and you can put fruit in it. You can line it with plastic and put fruit in it or anything else you want. And you can throw it in the washing machine and wash it. So my son calls this, my grandson has a name for it. I think it was squiggly or something like that. But yeah, so you could make these without the eyeballs, without the fringe, and just have it as a basket on the wall, hanging on the wall, put fruit in it. Or you could make it like this, and the kids can put their toys in it. So that's what I want to show you today. I've got a little surprise. We're going to actually do a DIY. And to get started, you're going to need a few things. Let's pull down this camera and hopefully we can see it very well. So yeah, this is what we're going to make. And as you can see at the bottom, it has a round base. And then it goes up. And then it decreases somewhat all the way to the top to curve the neck. You close it off, put a chain on it, and basically that's it. You will need to know how to do the decrease stitch, a single crochet, a chain stitch, and that's about it. So let's get started. Tools that I've used are leftover rug yarn or very heavy blanket yarn. I found this for $3.47. Whatever you can find on clearance is good enough. I got this one, and then I have this, which is what I used for the one I just finished. This is what I used for the stuffing. This is the same rug yarn. So I can use this as well for a basket. Then you're going to need, if you're going to make the eyeballs, you're going to need some white yarn. This is regular weighted 4, you know, that type of yarn. That's for the eyeballs. You're going to make it nice and tight. Then you're going to need some eyeballs. If you use this type of eyeballs, you're going to need some fabric glue. But we're going to use fabric glue anyways to how can I say this? Fuzz likes to stick out. I like to take the fabric glue, put it in my hands, and rub it all around it and let it dry. And that helps keep it into this stiff shape. And then we're going to put the little eyeballs on it. And they have them in all sizes. You can get them any size you want. I chose to do the little ones. And I got these at Walmart. I got this at Joann's. I mean, yeah, you just pick up scrap stuff here and there. This is the yarn that I got at Walmart. And this is what I used for the fringe at the bottom. I wanted something contrasting. So that's what I did for that. And here it is. really pretty yarn. This is also what I used to make the turtles last year. It's really soft and sleepable. I say sleepable because the kids can sleep with the turtles under their heads. You're going to need a pair of scissors. And then you're going to need 2 needles, 2 different sizes. Let's see what I got in here. You're going to need a small needle. This is a F, but I would say an F, G. Yeah, an F or a G is really a good size. This is going to be for the eyeballs. That's going to be for the eyeballs. And then you're going to need a bigger one, like a J, K, or an L for the body. And that's all you need. Not much. Now, it's a whole lot easier for me to crochet sitting in my chair in front of the television. But we'll do what we can here. We'll try to keep the camera still. There we go. I'll try to keep my desk drawer closed. So to begin, you're going to need to make the circle. Now, if you're a crocheter, you've made many hats before. And that's basically what you're going to use to start off this pattern. You're going to use a hat pattern where you'll chain 4 and then you'll put 12 single crochets in it. So what color are we going to start with? So I've got this yarn that I picked up. It looks to be a little bit thinner. This is 100% acrylic, made in Turkey. It's a bulky size 5. My apologies. This is a bulky size 5 yarn. So we're gonna give it a try. Now, I have a couple of rules of thumb that I follow, best practices. I always start everything off with a knot. Sometimes better than that. All right, I start off with a knot. And even when I did the fringe, I start off with a knot. Everything has a knot at the end because this likes to shed. This, especially the soft yarn, likes to shed. So I'm going to spend a while picking all of these off. I'll probably take my little vacuum to it. Wonder if this would work. Oh no, I think I want I want the one that takes off the bumps. Okay, so I hope I'm doing this okay for you guys. You're gonna chain 1 manually. Well, that's how I do it. Everyone has a different method. You're going to chain 4. Then you're going to close that. You're going to put your needle in the first hole, and you're going to close it up to make a little circle. Like that. Now, if this was a little bit thicker, I would go with a single crochet. That's what the last one was. And that's what's important about knowing how to crochet. You have to know how to estimate your gauge. Gauge. Okay, maybe it will work with the single. It is a little thick, but it's just not as thick as the other one. So I'm going to wrap my yarn around the hook. I'm going to put it in, pull it out, and pull it through all of the loops. So that is a single crochet. I'm going to do 12 of those, just like starting a hat. When you start a new one like this, it's a little bit bothersome, but it works out to become an easy way of crocheting without making a mess with the yarn. We got that going now. To clean up my mess over here. All right, so how many do I have in here so far? I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to put 12. Oh, that's a double. I didn't mean to do that. So the reason you want a stiffer yarn is because you want to give the illusion of it being a basket. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. Okay, then you're going to close it off. Chain 2. Then you're going to put 2 in each hole, single crochets, wrap it around, find the next one. You're going to put 2 of them in there. 2 in the next one. You're going to have a total of 24 stitches. And you want to make it as tight as possible. The tighter it is, the better it's going to be. You want to avoid having holes in it, because holes in crocheting projects get bigger with use. So make sure you... All right. And if it does get too loose, just pull the string a little bit. It'll tighten up. Then you're going to put your needle in the first hole, close it up. 1, 2, start your next row. So your third row, you're going to use two in the first one, same thing, single crochet, 1 in the next one, 2 in the next one, and so forth until you get to the end. So on this row, you're going to be doing 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around. And then the next row, you're going to be doing 2, 1, 1, 2 single, single, 2 single, single, 2 single, single all the way around. And in the following row, you're going to be doing 3. So you're going to be 2 in the first, 2, 1, 2 single, 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 2 single, 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 so forth and so forth, until you reach the size you want. I'm not sure how far I went, but if I go like this, okay, I may have 2 more rows after that that I need to do, because I really do like this size. And this is a very forgiving pattern. You can make it any size you want. So that's 2, 1, 2. I'm not a professional. I'm just a grandma showing you how to make something really cute to pass on as Christmas gifts and to hopefully keep them as family heirlooms until they fall apart. Then there's something you can do. but a little something to remind them of you when they see it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up until we get to the bottom of the basket. Right, third row, you're going to chain 2, 2 in the first, 1 single in the next one, single in the next one, 2, wrap it around, stick it in the hole, pull it out, wrap it around, pull it through. So I've got 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, oops, and 2. Wrap it around, pull it through for a single, another single, then a double, let's put you over there somewhere. All right, 2, wrap it around, a single, single, double, single, two, 1. Okay, we're going to do that all the way to the end. It curves a little, but that's okay. Straighten it as you go. All right, so now this is the bottom, you know, of a hat. And you know how to go up, you're going to go into between the chain on top. It looks like a chain. You're going to go in each hole going up. You're going to go in that hole, you're going to go in that hole, this hole, and so forth. And you're going to do a single crochet in each of them. So here I am at the new row. Now if this curves a little, don't worry about it. It's going to be the bottom. So it's actually going to work out well. So chain 2. First chain, pull it out, wrap it around, put it in there, wrap it around. Now you see how it's making this line right here? That line is going to be the bottom of your basket. It's going to be this line where you're going to put the fringe in. On the other side of that chain is where you're going to be putting the tassels to make the fringe. And you're going to go up about 6 rows, and you want to single crochet in each hole all the way around. And you want to do about 6 rows of those. Now you see, this is where the magic begins to happen, where you actually can see something happening. We're going to keep going through your holes here, and as you go through them, each one, it's going to get tighter and tighter, and then it's going to start to curve on you. And that's exactly what you want. You see how that curves like that? That's why I say it's like beginning a hat, because that's how you start your hats and how you get your hats to turn up. So keep on doing that all the way for 5.5 more rows, and then I'll show you how I do the decreasing. All right. So we've gotten to the end of the row, and I closed it off and I chained 2. So now we're going to do the next 5 rows in between each stitch. Excuse my stomach. I don't know if you heard that, but if you did, I'm so sorry. You see how it's starting to look like a hat? If you keep going. Well, maybe not, because you don't have the pointy part. But it could still be a hat. Anyways, so you can see it's starting to go up. So we're going to go up 4 more rows, and I'll be back. Right, I've completed my 6 rows. As you can see, it's starting to look like a basket or a hat. And you see how when you went in that chain, how it leaves this line afterwards? This is where we're going to put the fringe at the bottom, if I decide to do that with this one. I think I want this one to look more like a basket, so we may not be doing the eyes and the fringe with this one, but we'll see. So anyway, I've got 6 rows here. I want to compare it to the other one I did. Yeah, so that was about 6 rows. So now we're going to start the decrease part. And what we're going to have to do is indent 6 stitches on each side of the middle here. As the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to do a chain stitch into the first 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is where I'm going to start. Do one more. 6. Okay. So you just have a chain stitch on top of your single stitch, which reinforces it a little bit as well. So then I'm going to chain 2 and single crochet into the first row, into the first stitch, my apologies. And I'm going to go all the way around and you can see that starts the opening of the basket. And you see why I used the rug yarn? Because it gives it a little stiff feeling, which is what you want. You want it to feel really secure. You don't want anything falling out of it. So just do a single all the way around until you get to 6 stitches before the end. I went too far, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that looks like a good mouth. So now the end, I'm going to chain 2. Then I'm going to go backwards in between the stitches. You're doing this from the inside out now, from the back side of the stitches. And you're going to do this. You're going to go back and forth like this until, let's see, about 3 rows. You're going to do 3 rows of those. Chain 2 to start a new row. You're back in the front again. You see, this is also a nice pattern to use for regular reach-in baskets if you want to turn that into a basket and just make the bottom bigger or make it an oval shape. One day we can do that together too. It's pretty cool, huh? Starting to see it come into shape here. All right, so there's your mouth. There it is on this one. So now we're going to start the decreasing part. So what you're going to do for this, start normally, count 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, the next stitch we're going to do is a decrease. You're going to wrap around. You're going to go into the first hole. You're going to pull the yarn through. You're going to have 3 on your hook. You're then going to wrap it around again, go into the next hole, pull it through. You're going to have a total of 5 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap it around and go through all 5 of those hooks. Then you're just going to do a normal one into the next stitch, until you get to 6 stitches from the end. Now, if anyone makes any of these using this pattern, if you would be so kind as to take a picture of it and send it to mhtrendyfinds@gmail.com, that would really make me happy, and I will feature it on my channel. Okay, 6 stitches before the end, you're going to wrap it around, stick it in between the first 2 stitches, pull it out, you'll have 3 loops. Wrap it around again, go into the next stitch, pull it through, you'll have a total of 5 loops. Wrap it around and pull it through. Wrap it around and do a normal single crochet in the next stitch. Now you see what that's doing is it's grabbing 2 stitches and making it into 1 stitch, therefore decreasing the row. You're going to start seeing this slant after a few rows. You're going to wrap it around to the end. Okay, now on the next row, you're just going to do a single stitch all the way across. Just get a little update in here. I'm about 20 rows in from the crease. This is my 20th row. As you can see, I got a little design going on here in between, if you can notice that, but this is what it's looking like. Now that's 20 rows from here to here. So keep going. Gotta get to the tip. So when you close this, if you push it put it like that, you see the opening. So clearly we need more rows, but it's looking good, looking good. Keep going, get to the top. Okay, if you fold it like this, you will see how the slant goes all the way up. Pretty cool, huh? So when you put it together, you've got enough room to put stuff in. So I've got about 25 rows from here to here. And then I've got 25 row stitches here. That's about where you want to be at before you start working on the top. Now, if you're at 25 rows from here to here, and this is a lot bigger than 25 stitches, then you're going to need to add a third decrease in the middle to get it to narrow up even more so that it looks like this. Different yarn and different people gauge stitches in different ways. So it could be smaller, it could be bigger, but if it's bigger, you want to make it smaller. So this is a very forgiving pattern, so just work with it. You will get there eventually. But yeah, it's coming along really nice. So I'm going to continue to the top. I think this one's a little smaller than the other one I made. Yeah, it's about at the right stage. So remember, I'm not a professional, I'm just a grandma. This is how I made it, and that's what I'm trying to show you. Very easy. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to add a third because I want a third decrease here because I want it to be thinner. So I'm probably going to go in 4 here, do a decrease, 4 more, do a decrease, 4 more, do a decrease. And that's how I'm going to go from now on until I get it to be as thin as I want it to be. So I'm going to go four, and then I'm going to do a decrease. I'm eyeing it. So it may not be exactly 4. It could be 5, 5, and 5. But you just want to get to how it went. You want it to get it so it looks like this. And you may have to play around with the stitches a little bit. Just remember to put in a single row in between of just stitches, no decreases. Now this thing of yarn was about 220 yards. And we won't be using all of it. Okay, it looks like it's 6 and 6. Now, I don't want it to be 6 and 6. I want it to be could go at 5. Got 5, and then I'm going to do a decrease. Now as it gets thinner and thinner, I might even change it to back to 2. 1 here and 1 there. But I think I'm still gonna go with, it's just not getting thin enough, fast enough for me. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm gonna add a few more. 3 decreases here until it starts getting thinner, and then I'm gonna switch to 2, and then I'm gonna switch to 1 until we get to the point. All right, so I've made it to the top, and this is how long I'm going to have this one. Here's the mouth. This is the face. If you were to put eyeballs on it, you would put it right about here. But now we want this to be a little bit narrow on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stitches up here. I'm going to keep it 12 for the next 4 rows. Then we're going to turn this inside out and we're going to put it together. All right. Here it is. I love it. I love the colors. So now we are going to put this together. So we're going to turn this inside out. See how nice the basket looks at the bottom? Love that. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let's see, best way to do this is, yeah, okay, we'll fold it this way. If we look on my guy over here, see, this was a lot thinner. Mine isn't as thin. So it's okay though. I still like it the way it is. I'm going to put my, whoops, I did chain 2, didn't I? You don't need to chain 2 with the last row before you close it. Okay, so I'm going to pull that through the end there. Okay, so it's together. So we want it to be, okay, so this one's a little longer. I'm gonna say about here. We want to go to here. All right, so I'm going to do some chains or single crochets here to close that up. Now I'm not going to put the eyeballs on this video because I'm not putting eyeballs on this one. But if it turns out a lot of people like it, they want the eyeballs, the next one I do, I will include the eyeballs. But to be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to make the eyeballs. But I don't mind doing it if it's going to be watched. I just want to see how much views this video gets before I do another one. So I will call this a crochet this basket, wall basket. I will call this crochet this wall basket. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it does. Share it if you like it. The more views, the more likes I get on it, the more that will tell me if I should do another one. So I'm going to close this up like so. I'm going all the way to the end. All right, and then here, I'm just going to lock it with a long tail, like that. I'm going to put a knot at the end, not the end, yeah, at the stitch so it can't come out. Then, I probably could have gone down more, oh well. We're going to turn this around. See, I wasn't able to do this with the other one because I made it too tight. So this one will be better. And that's what it is. Every time you make one, you figure out what you need to do. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, let's turn this back inside. And there's my wall basket. Oh, we need a chain, don't we? We have to put a chain on it. I'm going to leave this one as is. I love the colors. I think it's perfect for the kitchen. I'm going to pull out 2 long pieces of yarn here. I'm going to tie a knot here at one end. Get my needle here. Going to make me a little loop because this is how I do it. You make yours the way you do. Okay. Then I'm going to pull that. There we go. And then I'm going to make a chain. 1, 2, 3, about 8, I think, is what I did the last time. And I'm doing 2 because I want it to be strong. I don't want it to fall from the hook. Because you never know how much you have in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That might be a little short, huh? What did I do? Oh no, maybe I did 16. Okay. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh. 16. Oh, we can only go so much anyway, so let's do that. I should have tied the knot there. It's not too late. Hold on. Okay. Go back in my chain. There we go. So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 18 in there. Okay. Next, we are going to put it in one end like this. Oh, I see now. Okay, go. Didn't tie it too tight, did I? All right, I'm gonna take these 2 ends. And we're going to tie them together. Keep it tight. I think I'm gonna put another knot in it. And I'm going to put another knot on this side. I'm going to cut that tip off. I'm going to pull it through here. And we're going to hang that on the wall. Can't wait to show it to y'all. All right, stay tuned. We're done. We are done.